Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Christmas legal issues training session. This has been designed specifically for staff within our Invisible Hurdles project. So staff from AWAHS, staff from NESAY and staff from the Wodonga Flexible Learning Centre. So thank you for being here with us. My name is Becky and I'm here with my colleague, Andrea. So let's get into it. So before we start, we would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we are learning and pay our respects to the elders, past, present and emerging, and of course to any Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander people watching this recording today. Just before we jump into things, we would really appreciate if you can do the short pre-training survey that's been sent to you as part of this training package. So hopefully it won't take you long to get through that, but if you can jump out of this recording and just quickly do that for us, it just helps us to make these training sessions as useful as we can for you. We just want to give you a quick overview of the project as well for any new staff at any of our partner agencies or indeed any staff that might need a bit of a reminder. So our Invisible Hurdles project is a health justice partnership or an integrated justice practice, which means we work together with your agencies to support young people experiencing or at risk of experiencing family violence. So looking over at that grey donut there, this is what we call our method donut, and this is the way that we work. So it's not just about us turning up and giving legal advice to your clients and patients. It's about really trying to do a whole range of different activities to be as effective as possible. So by way of example, at the top of the donut there, secondary consultations, that's something available to all staff members at all agencies. That's where you can give one of us a call and have a chat and say, look, I've got this issue with one of my clients or patients. What do you think? And we can talk you through the potential legal issues with a view to perhaps you then going back to the client saying, look, I've had a yarn with a lawyer. What do you reckon? Let's get you an appointment. So it's just about bridging that knowledge gap that might be there. We're also obviously doing things like advocating on behalf of clients, doing some law reform work. So if you come across an issue that you're seeing with lots of the people that you work with, again, come and have a chat with us and let's see what we can do about it. We do professional development sessions like this one today to empower you to help your clients and patients more effectively. A bit about Andrea and I. So we are Batman and Robin. There is a dispute about who is Batman and who's Robin, but that's okay. But essentially we work really closely together. So you can come to either of us, which is good backup. It's good for the clients and the patients in terms of continuity of service. There's always a familiar face around if one of us is on leave or something like that. Now, talking of being on leave, I'm about to go on leave. So we're very pleased to introduce Taylor as one of the new Invisible Hurdles project lawyers. So there's a picture of Taylor there with her two beautiful dogs. Dogs' names, Ange?
We have Pippa, who's wearing the star hat, and then we have Zuko, who's wearing the beautiful scarf. And I'm told Zuko is named after Danny Zuko.
Oh,
from Greece.
Very cool. So if you want to have a chat with Taylor about the dogs or a legal issue, we'll pop her contact details up at the end. But essentially, she will be mainly responsible for working with NESAY and Flexi staff, and Andrea will be mainly responsible for the AWAHS side of things.
And Flexi.
And Flexi, sorry, Ange, yes.
Cool.
Awesome. So as I said at the start, this is a really quick training session for all of you. The purpose is not to make you a lawyer in the next sort of 25 minutes. It's just to assist you to be able to spot those issues if you're seeing a client, a patient, or a student. And then being able to say, right, I think this is something that you should have a chat with the lawyer about, and being able to make a referral to us.
Thanks, Beck. Well, I might jump in and have a bit of a go at presenting. So everyone, one of the first issues we wanted to talk to you about was debt problems. So Christmas this time of the year is pretty crazy in terms of having to buy presents and put on a spread for the family as well, which we all love to do. So we just wanted to let you know that some of your clients or patients or students might be suffering from some debt problems, and to be on the lookout for that. So what we mean by that is that some of your clients might be paying for Christmas presents using those wonderful things that you see on TV, not so wonderful from our perspective, called Afterpay, Zip Pay, or Hum. They're all those really kind of buy now, pay later type of schemes. And whilst they sound good now, what we're identifying is that a lot of these people or some clients can't afford to pay those schemes later on. So once Christmas goes through, many people don't have money because of such an expensive time of the year. So if you hear your clients talking about having these buy now, pay later, so Afterpay, Zip Pay, or Hum, please send them our way, just for us to check to see if there's any kind of debt issues going on or they can't afford anything. They may max out their credit cards, or they may rely on food vouchers because they've had to buy presents or pay for food on those buy now, pay later or credit cards. So just a little bit of information for you guys. In 2020, 21% of customers missed a payment and had to pay late fees. So that's where a lot of clients struggle, is the late fees can be quite high. And that's where it might start off as a $50 or $45 kind of thing that they've bought, and then the late fees are $25 on top. So then it jumps from 50 to 75, and it's really hard to get on top of those types of fees if you don't have much money to start off with. So in terms of what lawyers can do to help people in these situations if they have debt problems, again, we're not expecting you to remember any of this type of stuff. It's just to let you guys know the type of things us lawyers can do to help your clients. So it's having a look at the contract to see if it was fair that when the person entered into it. It's giving advice about hardship options, which could be including waivers or negotiating payment plans. Referring to financial counsellors is another big thing that we often do. Negotiating those plans as well, and then law reform and advocacy. So it's ensuring that these lenders don't take advantage of people in financial difficulty, and it's about agitating for change and bringing these buy now, pay later schemes in line with our credit code and making sure that they lend money where appropriately and where people can afford it.
And just on that as well, Ange, a lot of people don't realise that debt and money issues can be legal issues, but they absolutely are. So any type of problem with money or debt, please give us a call and have a chat. And there's a potential we'd be able to have an appointment with the client to talk about their options.
Great.
In terms of another issue that we see really often around Christmas, unfortunately, is family and domestic violence. So the stats there kind of speak for themselves. So the normal police reports or amounts of issues that police respond to on a normal day is 225, or indeed was back in 2019. But you can see Christmas Day 2020 there, it jumps up by over 100 reports to 335, and New Year's Day was more than double. So it's a really difficult time, obviously, for lots of people. Add in a bit of alcohol, a bit of family tension, and things can really escalate. So that's certainly something that we want to be assisting people with and giving them advice about what their options are. And certainly in relation to young people, because that's the focus of our project. So the types of things that we can do is to really help that person identify what's happening to them. So basically calling it out, this is family violence, this is what's happening, this is what's going on. We can also give advice about the kind of peripheral issues or the stuff that comes around these kind of relationships. So there might be some family law issues about who's going to have the kids, what's going to happen with the house, what's going to happen with the money. If the person has been injured, we can give them advice about victims' compensation packages and things like that. We also have some great relationships with specialist family and domestic violence services in both Victoria and New South Wales. So we would nearly always make a referral to one of those services if the person is happy for us to do that. We can give some advice and assistance about an IVO in Victoria or an AVO in New South Wales, about how they work, what the sort of pros and cons are of doing that, and what the process is. We can also contact the police on behalf of the person in some circumstances, and in Victorian matters, it might be that we can represent them at court, and indeed it might be Taylor who actually represents them at court, which is a really nice thing, I think, that they don't have to explain their story too many times.
Thanks, Beck. I think it's my turn to jump in. So the other thing that we wanted to raise with you guys is your standard consumer issues. So I don't know if it's happened to you, but I know it's happened to me or my kids, is when I've, went and bought them an awesome present, wrapped them up under the Christmas tree, from me, not from Santa, because I claim the good presents.
Of course.
Parenting 101. And, if your child opens the present and there's something that's broken in it. So it's a great start to Christmas Day when they've opened up a present and it's broken. So what do? You quickly push that one aside and you open the next one in the hopes that it's not broken. So, so we just wanted to kind of talk to you about consumer problems, and you might have bought a Christmas present that's broken or faulty, or maybe you've bought something for a family member's bought you something and you're not totally keen on keeping that Christmas jumper or that napkin or some random gift that you're like, I'll never use it, and you want to know, can you go get an exchange or refund it for something else? So we wanted to let you guys know that if any of your clients or patients or students have mentioned about having difficulty popping into Kmart to replace the toaster, like Becky keeps talking about in all our examples,
always the toaster.
Send them our way. We'll have a chat to them about what the business's rules or what the rules are around whether they can decline or not provide those refunds or refusing to exchange. And hopefully help your client or student to get around that issue. So as I said before, the types of things we can do is give advice about the patients or clients or students' rights and remedies under the Australian consumer law. So if it's a faulty present or maybe it didn't last, maybe it wasn't faulty and it was all good on Christmas Day and then New Year's Day something happened to it. So maybe it was something, a bit later on. We can provide assistance and support in dealing with those businesses and suppliers. And then we can give advice about escalating it. So if the business or supplier doesn't really want to, talk to us and play ball, we can try and escalate it to consumer affairs or fair trading. And then give advice, again, about taking that step further to the Victorian and civil administrative tribunals.
So lucky last must be me. So the final issue we kind of see around Christmas is to do with parenting. So it might be that parties have been separated for a long time, or they've only just been separated, or as I alluded to before, there's been some sort of family violence or domestic violence incident. So we can, this is an issue that we routinely assist with and give advice about. An example might be, where are the kids going to go for Christmas? So it might come up pre-Christmas, it might come up post-Christmas. They might have a really bad time this Christmas and want to plan for next year. There's really no time frame on when we need to give them advice. It's just when that issue comes up for the person. So in terms of what we can do, again, legal advice about each parent's rights and obligations. We have a great relationship with the local mediation service, so we can make a referral into there where they can be supported and assisted to come to an agreement. We can give advice about parenting plans and orders. In some cases, we can actually help them to negotiate or give them some strategies in terms of how to do that. And then obviously as things get on, going back into the court process. So advice about that. And in some cases, representation in a family court proceeding.
All right, Becky, on to the fun stuff.
Thank goodness. So this is a bit tricky on a recording, but we kind of thought we would just quickly talk you through this, give you 5 seconds, or if you want to pause the recording and just jot down some ideas of what you think are the issues. But if you can imagine yourself at your work, whether you work at Flexi, at AWAHS or NESAY. So you have a young person come to see you on a Monday morning. This young person, Leo, is very upset as he broke up with his boyfriend on the weekend. Leo tells you he's received 200 text messages and 30 calls from his boyfriend. His boyfriend also turned up to McDonald's, where Leo works, and made a scene demanding to see Leo. Leo's boss had to step in and make the boyfriend leave. Leo and his boyfriend also rent a house together, and the rent is due soon. So if you just want to have a quick think about what you think the legal issues there might be. So what might you say to the young person that you're talking to about what they should be doing? So we'll give you 5, and then Andrew will give you the answers.
We need that hold music, Beck.
You know, should get some.
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool?
Christmas themed?
Yeah.
Shouldn't have thought of that.
Appropriate. Yeah, next time for the next presentation. All right. I think, yeah, there'll be the pause it or come back. So let's move on and see what the legal issues are, everyone. So in that example, Leo is the, hang on, how do I word this? Oh, now I've gone wrong. So in that circumstance with Leo, there's family violence right there. So he's received 200 messages or text messages from his ex-boyfriend and 30 phone calls. That's excessive and that's harassing. So if I was giving advice to Leo, I'd be calling it out and saying that that's family violence and that's not okay, and he doesn't have to put up with that. So then we talk to him about intervention orders and what his rights are there. So whether he wants to go to the police and see if they would help him apply for an intervention order, and we'll report the incidents first and see if there's enough grounds there for an intervention order, or whether the police don't want to or can't, which I would hope they would in this circumstance because there is family violence.
Absolutely.
And that we could also talk to Leo about applying for making an application for himself for the intervention order. 2 other little issues, well not little, but 2 other important legal issues there is also tenancy. So Leo and the boyfriend live together. So we would talk to Leo about severing that tenancy and making sure that the ex-partner is removed from there. And that family violence is one of the grounds that you can sever a tenancy. So that we would assist Leo in negotiating or speaking to his real estate about how to go about that. And then another side issue might be from there is an unbeknown or a rising debt issue that could occur if Leo can't afford the rent on his own. Because if he was living with his partner, they were probably halving the rent, I would hope. And Leo might not be able to afford that rent. So that might be another legal issue that arises.
Awesome. I'm sure you all got 100% on that.
Ting, tick, tick. So the next one is?
So again, same sort of scenario. A parent comes to see you. They suffer from anxiety and are feeling more stressed than usual. They think their anti-anxiety medication isn't working anymore. They're also late for their appointment due to car problems. You talk to them about what is happening in their life and they explain that a debt collector keeps ringing them. So we've obviously got a kind of doctor image there. So certainly this would be focused at a GP, but it might be that you're seeing perhaps a patient in a counselling session and they raise some issues around feeling stressed. So you could have a chat with them about what's going on, and you might identify some legal issues that you might send them to us to have a chat about. So again, take some time, pause the recording, have a think about what you think the issues are, and then Ange will give you the answers.
Let's have that music again right now, Becky. The Christmas music, ding 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 ding, or something like that.
I'll try and put it in post-production or something. I'm not sure I'm that skilled.
Yeah, or next time.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. So I think that's probably enough time there to spot the legal issues. So in this scenario, if my slides want to work with me, there's 2 or 3 legal issues that we've kind of wanted to bring to your attention. So the first one is a consumer complaint around the car being broken down. So it's whether this person or clients potentially bought maybe a lemon car or got some issues with their car, especially if it's a relatively new car. They might need some advice about, how to resolve those issues and what the repairer or mechanic or salesman did or didn't do. The other issue is obviously about debt collectors. So this patient sounds like they've got some issues around debt. So whether it's that buy now, pay later that we spoke about earlier on in the presentation, buying too many presents or buying a lot of presents or food over Christmas, or whether they've just had a really rough time and they've gone down to cash converters or one of your others and needed some money, but they might be struggling to repay that. So it's something that we can definitely resolve. And then another thing there is the word parent. So it might be that there's some anxiety around child contacts, like Becky mentioned before. So it could be that this parent is feeling a little bit of pressure from the other parent about sharing Christmas or sharing holiday time, and they're feeling anxious and they need some advice from a lawyer to kind of unravel and discuss how to negotiate parenting or child contacts with the other parent.
Yeah. Awesome. So again, I'm sure you all got the right answers. I guess the other thing to just point out with those case studies is that they are kind of really realistic. People do present often with quite a number of issues at the one time. So, and it can be super overwhelming for them, super overwhelming for you, but don't stress too much. Just have a chat with us, refer them to us. We can really take the time to unpack those things with them. We can deal with what they want to deal with at the time or what we advise is the most urgent. So there's no need for you to, I don't know, do a detailed spreadsheet about what their legal issues are, although we'd love that. If you can just pick up when you're having a chat, there might be something here that a lawyer could help with. I'll give Andrea a call and have a chat and see what we can do to help them.
Correct. Thanks, Beck. So nearing the end of the presentation, we thought you guys would like to do a quiz because everybody loves a Becky and Ange quiz.
This is true.
So let's go into it. The first question is, if a person has too many debts, it is their own fault because they're clearly bad at managing money and they have to figure it out on their own. Again, have a go. We'll pause the presentation or we'll give you 5 or 10 seconds to have a guess at what you think the answer might be.
The suspense is killing me. What is the answer?
Here we go. Has it popped up?
It is false. So as we said earlier in the presentation, debt problems are legal problems. It's really challenging for lots of different people to manage their money. And certainly when you've got all these very cute ads on TV saying that buy now, pay later providers like Harm and Afterpay are, so nice and easy and they look after you. So it's easy for people to get drawn in. So we want to be having a chat with them about what their legal options are. So certainly send them to us.
So the next quiz question is, if you refer a student, client or patient to us for legal help, we will charge the person $400 per hour.
What a good amount of money. That's nice.
A little bit low, don't you reckon, Beck? Shouldn't it be around the $600-700 mark for
I feel like you're worth that, Ange. You're worth the 6 or 7. So have a think about whether you think that's true or false. And the answer is...
Of course.
Absolutely false.
And why is that, Beck? Why is it false?
We are a community legal service, and so we do not charge any client ever. We are fully government funded, philanthropic funded. We get, very fortunately, to get money from all different places. So we're able to provide all of our services to your clients, patients and students for free. And indeed, same goes with if you call us up for a chat, we're not going to send you a bill. It doesn't happen. It's all free.
Free. That lovely word, free. That's your
Beautiful.
takeaway. All right, everyone. So we just wanted to just a bit of a gentle reminder to how to get in touch with us or how to refer to us. So Taylor's details are there, my details are there. Becky's details aren't there because she won't be here. So there's no point getting in contact with her as she will be going on mat leave very, very soon. And a new baby will be joining the HRCLS family very, very soon.
Woohoo.
And I promise you that as soon as I have a picture, I will be emailing it or Teamsing it or whichever approach you're
Sending it everywhere.
So don't worry about quickly writing down these details. We'll be sending a follow-up email with the survey questions and everything in there, and it'll also have my contact details as well as Taylor, the new Becky, but we'd like to call her Taylor.
Just a bit about our closure for the year as well. So we will finish up this year, being 2021, on the 23rd of December at close of business, so 5 o'clock. And we're closed for a bit over 2 weeks and back on the 10th of January. There are other services available during this time. So if you come across a legal issue for a client or patient or student that is urgent, please give one of those agencies there a call. So Victoria Legal Aid or Law Access, they are open every day except for the public holidays during the Christmas period. And again, as Ange said, don't stress about writing it down. We will send you these in an email as well.
Correct. So we only have 2 small favours, guys. This is nearing the end of our presentation, and like at the beginning, we asked you to fill out a pre-survey. We'd really like it if you could fill out now a post-training survey. So this survey will actually go to the evaluators of our project, so to help evaluate the project and get some feedback directly from you guys. And the second part of it is from Becky and I, or Taylor and I now, to know we want to do some more training with you guys. We've been told it's quite valuable and that we do make it entertaining, I believe, and that you guys might like to hear from us again in 2022. So there'll just be another short survey, part of that original email, which will be about 4 or 5 questions saying, what type of topics you're interested in, what days and what time of the day would suit you all. So hopefully we can figure out something that would be interest and something suitable for everyone.
Awesome.
And I don't know, Becky, do you want to take this one, considering it'll be your last one?
Yes, thank you. Although your slide just jumped off the wrong one. So yeah, on behalf of all of us, we would just love to say a huge thank you to everybody who has sent their client, patient or student to us for help. So the point of this project is that we haven't been able to reach these clients before without your help. So if it wasn't for you saying, oh, look, there's a lawyer here and, they're a nice person, a lot of these clients actually wouldn't ever come to see us. So it's so valuable to have your involvement, you transferring the trust that you have built with that client and sending that on to us so they actually come to us with an open mind and are prepared to have a chat. We know some people have had really bad experiences with the law and some people have had bad experiences with lawyers. So it's so important and crucial that you guys are able to transfer your trust to us and thank you for trusting us with those special relationships.
And
that's it.
Becky, that's all, folks.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much for your time today. I'm just going to stop sharing the presentation.
Beautiful. I'll see if I can stop the recording. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for an amazing 2021 despite all the challenges. And I will see you back in 2023. Sounds a bit scary, but Ange and Taylor will be around.
2022.
Awesome. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. See you.